Michael Beale, is he on his way north? Is he returning to Rangers, where he worked as assistant under Steven Gerrard, of course? He's Queen's Park Rangers boss. Having said no to Wolves, it now seems that it's highly likely he will say yes to Rangers. Last night I heard that the two clubs, Queen's Park Rangers and Rangers, close to getting a deal agreed. Now, Simon, are Queen's Park Rangers showing themselves as weak here to allow this situation to happen twice in 2 months? Should they have said no when it came to Rangers wanting access to speak to Beale?
To what end, ultimately? However you slice and dice this, it goes back to the original position that I took and then was subsequently rode back from, because Michael changed his mind on going to Wolverhampton Wanderers, or changed the narrative that was being advanced that it was a done deal, and I was pleasantly surprised. And I suggested prior to that he was going to Wolves, and here we go again with another football manager that hasn't earned their stripes. There's Johnny come lately making a decision that might blow back in their face. Now we move it on to Rangers. I think Rangers are taking a risk. This is a guy that's an assistant manager in their building for a period of time. He's managing QPR for 20 games. The last 4 or 5 haven't been particularly compelling for Queen's Park Rangers. And I'm curious to see what QPR could have done, or should have done, or would have done. Now, they could have gone, and I probably would have done this. And I had a similar situation back in the day with Steve Bruce, where I tried to circumvent what was coming down the pike with a club wanting to take my manager by saying, here's a new contract, and in that contract starting to wrap in some protections. But those protections would have only been release clauses in terms of compensation. There's no way you're going to be able to stop a manager unless you did what I did with Bruce, which is to have a gardening leave, have a period of time where he couldn't work for somebody else for 9 months, which put him in a very invidious position.
Yeah, it gets ugly, doesn't it?
Well, sometimes it needs to get ugly if you want to protect your position. But Beale now has obviously indicated, I would suspect, that it wasn't about staying with QPR. It was about Wolverhampton Wanderers' offer, attitude, outlook, wasn't particularly to his liking. And Rangers is. It's a risk.
I understand his family would be keen on it.
Well,
so when the family are involved, you go with them, don't you?
I'm sure you do, and I'm sure his family would have been keen on him getting the QPR job, because it was his first step into management and giving him an opportunity to move out of the shadows, move into a situation where he can become a mainstream manager and all the financial benefits that go with that. It's one thing being an assistant manager and what you get there. It's another thing being front of house and all that goes with that. So I'm sure his family would like those benefits too. Bottom line in here is he goes to Rangers, and maybe he'll reap what he sows, because Rangers are in a very difficult position. Celtic are dominant at this moment in time, and the only game in town is what happens between Celtic and Rangers, and he may fall foul of the same trap that Gianni Van Bronckhorst fell into, which is producing a team that did commendable things in Europe and then getting no latitude the moment you fall short in the Scottish Premier League, and the manner in which you engage with the media, which I've been critical of. Look, I don't admire this. I think he's a Johnny-come-lately that's got a job at Queen's Park Rangers on the back of someone giving him an opportunity, because at this moment in time, no one knew whether he was going to be a good manager. They knew that he was a good assistant manager.
I wouldn't say he's a Johnny-come-lately. He's got a shed load of experience.
There's a Johnny-come-lately in the management roles. Someone had to take that plunge. Someone had to say, I tell you what, I'm going to pluck you from the obscurity of being a member of the coaching staff, and I'm going to give you the big seat. I'm going to give you the opportunity to earn the right to be a manager and learn on my dime in my time. And the reward for that is that he is indexed to Wolves, and we all praise the pushback. And now here we are again with a situation manifesting itself that he's likely, not done yet, to go to Rangers. Now, what could QPR have done? I don't think they could have done very much. I don't think they ever had control of their own destiny in that situation.
Okay, it would seem it's now not if but when Michael Beale travels north and rejoins Rangers, as I said, where he was assistant with Steven Gerrard, under Steven Gerrard. Spoke to Guido Albers, agent of Giovanni Van Bronckhorst, just a couple of days ago, who said Gio was pretty down in the dumps, of course, about getting the boot from Rangers, where he was a player. But he'll get over it and he'll be back.